so much for joining us today with a conversation between you and me. We had mentioned in a previous podcast that we were going to talk about, you have to suffer to be beautiful. And we had made ourselves, some notes that over the years, what have we done and how have we done it? And what are the weird stuff that, you always worry about, well, if you're working especially, if, have a career or whatever, you want to look good, and you want to, and if you're really young, you might be looking for a boyfriend or something. You want to really look good, and when you're older,
you don't care.
Yeah.
And our mothers used to tell us. I know I can remember having a perm in those days because all little kids got perms. I mean, we did. A lot. You probably had a perm too, right?
Yes. Oh yeah.
And my mother would say, "Sit still. You have to suffer to be beautiful." And I know, I've probably heard that a million times, and I think I've been suffering ever since, because I think I do have to suffer to be beautiful.
I think, when we're young, we want to be older and we be able to wear high heels, and we can do all kinds of really wonderful stuff because, you're going to be really cute. And so when you think back about it, there was a kind of excitement. You tried everything. You always tried the new stuff. Whatever it is. It usually was lipstick or eyeshadow or something like that.
I can remember my sister dyeing her hair. She's dark hair. She had dark hair, and she wanted to look like Marilyn Monroe.
Oh.
So she totally bleached out her hair, and she bleached out her eyebrows, and since she bleached out her eyebrows, she's been suffering ever since. No, I think she actually shaved them.
Oh no!
See, yeah, I think that's what she did. So she's had to suffer through that for a long time.
Well, I remember, when I was just young, and I've written a couple of columns about that when you're young and you're experiencing these things, that you want to, look good. Somebody will mention a particular color of lipstick, and you got to have that.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's trendy. You want to stay with the trends.
Trendy, yes.
Stay
Even
with the
then,
times.
old people, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we recall some of these things, we think, oh my gosh, how did we fall into that trap? Now, we buy all kinds of creams and stuff to get rid of those wrinkles and stuff.
It doesn't really work, I found, but whatever.
Doesn't work, that's right.
In our time, we had to wear, crinolines were very big at the time. I mean, when we were in high school, anyhow, for me, they were, and do you remember we'd starch those suckers and hang them on the line? I mean, because they made you put them on, at those years, we probably both had really small waists, and they would stick out. I mean, not like the 1800s, but you wore them under your full skirts.
And you just didn't wear one.
With a cinch belt.
You could wear 2 or 3.
Oh, yeah. And boy, you had better put a petticoat on. We used to have half slips at the time.
Yes.
And put a half slip on underneath because those things really scratch. And then I remember actually walking through we had desks, and you had to walk through, and your skirt would go up like this and go up like that, going through the rows of desks at school.
But at the time that was fashion, and I guess our mothers they lived through the 20s.
Yes, they did.
And so they were flappers, and they had all those things too. So I mean, everybody went through, especially women. Men haven't changed too much, as far as
they're still wearing their suits with a tie. They really don't. But I do kind of laugh at today's women who are supposedly, they don't have to look good for the guy. Bold dinky, don't hand me that, because you're still getting your nails done and you're getting your hair done, and those are all things that we did. We didn't have our hair done because we couldn't afford it, right? But also you're dealing with, hey, you people are getting extensions. Yeah. So maybe you're not getting perms, but they're getting extensions. So you're still suffering to be beautiful.
And facials and everything.
Facials,
now
right.
there's the spa.
Yes.
And, oh,
It's kind of
they're
nice,
really
huh?
neat though. I mean,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you really wanna pamper yourself, go out with a bunch of gals and go to a spa and have all the little things,
Or
They
get
have
the-
these packages that you can get, and it's just a fun thing. I've gone through that once, and you just are thinking, gosh, they're gonna make me look different here.
How
I
about
mean, not
the
completely
pedicures are
different.
fun. The pedicures, you can go and, they have these chairs, I noticed that they massage your back while you're getting the pedicure. And then you can sit there, some of them even offer you wine while you're having a pedicure. I
That's
remember that.
progress, everyone.
That
That's
is progress.
Um, but we've gotten rid of a lot of stuff too. I mean, that we had when we were younger, and
Girdles.
well, but now they're wearing these. What do they call them?
I know.
Yeah.
I know what
We
she's
know what
talking
they are,
about.
but I mean,
You know what she's talking about, so we don't have to tell you, because we can't remember. Like a spandex type of thing, a full suit thing under your.
And you see it on television.
Yes, yes.
And all
I
of
don't read 'em.
all of the overlap gets straightened out.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice, and I always think, well, maybe I should order one of those, but then
I have one.
Then oh. But for me, I always think,
You know
gosh, what size would
I don't
wear?
know. I couldn't breathe in it, so
Oh, you couldn't breathe in
for
it.
my granddaughter's wedding, I bought one, and it's kind of like one piece, and I wore it.
And were you any more beautiful?
Probably not.
You were.
I even tried eyelashes.
No.
For my granddaughter's wedding last December, I tried eyelashes, and I think I looked a little bit better. I mean, I kind of know how to put them on. It's not like I haven't done that in my lifetime.
I guess I'm way back. Because, I don't want to glue anything onto me. Or, like your
right.
fingernails. You can get those long fingernails. And yes,
These are acrylic
Donna's
nails.
done it, yes.
I've decided to walk into the day, into the age, because, well, it all started, okay, this is what happens with
chicken.
nails. Well, let me tell you what happens with nails, okay?
Oh, okay.
So, what I learned, because I think until last year, it was like 57 years since I ever had my nails done. Now, one reason was because once I got my nail caught in an electric mixer when I was 15. So when I got married, which was 19, I went and had my nails done, and they just kind of paint over that part of it and whatever, but they don't put no acrylics over it at that time. And so when my granddaughter got married last year, all the girls were having, Grandma, you gotta come and have your nails done. So I thought, at first I said no. I fought this whole thing the whole way. So, but then I thought, well, why not? So I went, I had my nails done, and then I realized, Donna, you don't have, for an old lady, your hands aren't that bad. So, and I thought, they're not real wrinkled or whatever. So, well, they're wrinkled, but they're not arthritic. And I thought, well, why shouldn't you do something with the only good thing that's left on your body? So I've been having my nails done.
See, she's an adventurous person,
Yeah, that's really adventurous, right?
Yes, that's right.
But then they do a little, now on the bad nail, they've actually put that looks pretty good, right? This is a bad nail that I never had a nail on. They put an acrylic nail right over it. I mean, you guys are probably laughing at me but for me that's
a new thing.
It's a new thing, But I am proud of my hands now. I don't know how else to say it. They do look nice.
Lovely,
So that's where I'm at with nails.
We all have our little idiosyncrasies about our beauty
Yes, we do.
regimens. Like me, I get my fingernails a certain length, and then they start breaking
Yeah,
off.
they do. They break.
Stuff like that.
And once you start getting your nails done, it's like if you decide, if I talk you into it, what'll happen is you can't stop. Because they kind of rough up your nail and then they put another, and so they never really, they grow out, but it just doesn't work. I don't know exactly, but they're soft and stuff.
And older women, unfortunately, are just not acquainted with a lot of this stuff, you know.
and we don't care.
don't. And, well, I know we don't care, but I mean, yeah, because we just
Who's
never do
looking at
it.
us
We never do
anymore?
it.
Nobody
That's
else
why
is
we don't
looking at
care.
us,
We don't
yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
But you know, when we do find out about it, that's what you say. That's
Yeah.
kind of like a new life, a
It's
new
fun.
you. You know,
Ah,
and
yes.
and
yes.
and we think about, well, how do we pamper ourselves? You know, I mean, we all go shopping to buy new clothes or whatever, but well, and I don't hardly do that anymore. But I mean,
Now we do.
You,
We need new tops.
yes, we're trying to. We are trying our best.
Yes, to look good.
Yeah.
As good as
You know,
we
is
can
that
get.
ever going to work? You just
No.
leave us a message. You know.
Yeah. Just say, see if we're improving at all or not. Do you remember though what they don't know? Now girls don't even wear hose anymore, do they? I mean, I don't think.
Well,
You don't wear
I don't-
pantyhose, do you out there?
Well, they wear these.
They're all naked legs.
What do you call them? I don't know what you call them. I don't, because I don't wear them. They wear these black. They're like
the
they're-
black hose or something.
Well, no, it's not the hose. It's like a. I am drawing a blank, people.
Well, and I don't even know what she's talking about.
Oh.
So the only thing I can remember.
Leggings.
Leggings. Oh, the leggings.
Yes,
but they're
the
like
leggings.
a tight black pant, and then they just wear
Yes.
like a top over it. Like
Yeah.
we don't wear those.
I have
that would
not
be-
tried that.
Do
You
you
know,
remember-
maybe we should all just say one week we're gonna try something that we've never ever done.
Yeah.
That maybe I
guess-
should get a pair of leggings
Hey,
and see what. Probably my legs won't look good in them, but who knows?
No, Angie, we can't do that anymore. We've passed that. Ship has sailed, and as far as we're concerned, we aren't wearing panties. I'm not going to let you do those.
Oh,
The
okay.
leggings, because no, that
They're
that ship
stretchy.
has sailed.
Oh, that
That ship has sailed for us.
It's just like, Donna swims a lot.
I do.
And she's always like, now come on, let's swim. Well, I have a
And
swimming,
Angie's a swimmer,
couple of
so
swimming suits,
yeah.
but I don't know if I just need to shave a little weight off before I go swimming. And she's, well, you should see all the other people.
They're
I
all
mean, they're
fat
all-
ladies. Yeah. So I mean, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. For me, as far as swimming is concerned, I suppose it's a whole nother subject. But swimming is more important to me than the way I look. And if I don't swim, I'll probably never move again. So I have to do that. But in my mind, I'm thinking about things that they don't know. They don't understand when we started wearing pantyhose what we had to wear. It wasn't pantyhose. Before pantyhose,
There were
was
stockings.
nylon stockings, and they were held up with a garter belt. Do you remember the garter belts? I remember
Yes.
being like 12 years old and was able to wear a pair of nylons or something. And then in those days, nylons had a seam up the center, the back. The back had a seam. Go watch some old movies if you're really young, and you'll see. Look for the seam up the back, because I always do. I always say, when did the seams go out? But then somebody, probably a man, I don't know, came up with the pantyhose ideas. Though I think
Yeah.
men kind of probably like the garter belts.
I never had any luck with them, but
With what, garter belts or
No.
pantyhose? Or seams?
well, it was because if you get a run in
Oh,
them,
Yeah.
at least when you wore stockings
Yeah.
individually, you could say, okay, I got an extra one. I'll
This
just
is true.
shift it
We
over
always
to that
had
way.
extra stockings.
But when you
yeah.
have, these all-in-one garments,
Mm-hmm.
then it's kind of, well, you can't do that. You can't. I mean, unless you wear them under slacks. I mean, that's the
Right, then you
remedy.
could,
That's
yeah.
the remedy.
We also had girdles when we first started out in our young years. I mean, there were real actual girdles, and the girdles, you put the girdles on, and they'd have the little garters hanging down. Do you remember
Yes, yeah.
that?
I mean, so
That was
society
normal. That
has
was normal.
changed, and we all know that now.
Yes. Yes.
And so there are stories that we share with each other and say, oh, I remember this and remember that. For the real young, they won't remember that, but the
No. So
older
that's-
ladies will remember
They
it,
will.
and they'll say,
Mhm.
oh my gosh,
I
this
remember
stupid
putting
stuff.
that on.
you're always worried about if you bought your pantyhose too small or not long enough that they'd fall off. I mean, that they would just fall down, and there you are standing with your pantyhose
Well,
down around your ankles.
that's when we were really skinny. that
well,
happened.
yeah, that's true.
You know,
too.
I mean, I think Angie was quite thin when she was young, and so was I. So that was a possibility, really. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
But it's kind of nice that there are now different ways, I've found so much more now that younger women are more casual. I mean they're
because they don't wear pantyhose anymore most of the time. They have
Yeah,
the
it's one of the
bare legs.
yeah.
And
And-
I don't think it looks good though, girls. I think your legs look better in pantyhose because it smooths them out. I really do. So, but that's your choice.
But,
you
you know,
have to
but-
listen to me anyhow.
Everybody has these stories about the first time you ever did this or the some weirdo thing that happened to you, and because you are trying to make yourself more beautiful. I think the worst thing is somebody says you have lipstick on the front of your teeth.
Oh yeah. Well, especially in our years because we always wore the really dark red lipstick, and we still do because I think it still looks good. I mean, I still work. You have a darker red, and so do I. But there were years in there like the Farrah Fawcett years in the '80s. It was all real pale color. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
All the lips were real
And,
kind of pinky. I think they were.
and now hairstyles are changing. So
Oh,
what
yes.
is the definition of beautiful, and how do we make ourselves that?
And women all do still think that.
Well,
I think.
I'm just really amazed at people really know how to put makeup on and everything, and maybe that's something that get together with friends and see how you can improve your looks by just applying makeup on each other, because I don't know everything, and a lot of times I can't
Well,
see.
you can't see, and that was the problem when I was trying to put on those false eyelashes last year. The truth is, I used to be a makeup artist in my
Yes,
in
she
one of
did.
my past life, so I do kind of know how to do that kind of stuff. But we'll talk about our past lives some other time because everybody has a past life, right?
Yes, right.
That'll be one of
right.
our next things that we'll talk about.
But it's really fun to bring up things from our own memories. About things that we went through. The rite of passage, so to speak.
Yes.
You're young, then you grow up, then you learn more, and so each decade or whatever, we are a changing person. We are. We're. I look back at the old pictures and I say, oh yeah, I like that. Oh, I like my hair long. Maybe I'll let it grow long. Well, I mean, it's it keeps us young in some ways because we've seen and been with ourselves as we've matured, and it's been good. I mean, it has, and I think just remembering some of those kind of things are fun. When women get together, we
all
usually
laugh
talk
about it.
something
Yes,
like that.
we always do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Makes good conversation.
I kind of regret ever having my hair cut because now I could never grow it out. But I wouldn't now because I'm too old to have long, white, beautiful
Well,
hair.
so
I don't think
the
that
fashion
would work.
pundits are telling you shouldn't have long hair.
No, right? and
Okay,
I
so
won't.
whatever.
I
But
won't.
what you
Too
look
old.
good in is what you look good in,
Mhm.
and if that makes you feel beautiful, that's all that matters. Everyone.
We
So-
think you all look really good, so
Yes.
keep it up. Keep up the good work out there. You look great.
And we thank you so much for tuning in today, and we hope that you will like us. I mean, after a while you might, but
Yeah, you'll get used to us.
Yeah,
Is what'll happen
send
if
us
you watch us
comments.
enough. You'll get used to us.
we love to hear from
Yes.
you. And
Subscribe,
yes,
like,
and we are
subscribe.
getting subscriptions. That's really kind of fun. we never thought we'd get anybody even to view, you know, so we're doing fun. And it's been just a lively thing for us. We're excited about it,
Yeah.
so.
We have fun. And
Yes.
that's the whole goal of this, just to have a chat with you guys and hope that you respond to us, and then we can answer your questions and have your fun time too, and we'll put it out here.
Right.
Thank you for watching us.
Yes, and remember, it's always between you and me.
Okay. Angie, you are beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Needed it.
Yeah.